Hello, I'm Herb Nowlin. Welcome to OurVentura.com. Today I am interviewing Don Ensch, a Toastmaster for more than 50 years, about Toastmasters International. Welcome, Don.
Thank you, Herb.
And Don, I understand that you have recently received an award as the Toastmasters, Golden Voice of Toastmasters, for more than 30 years. How did that happen?
Well, they recognized me at the Las Vegas Convention last year and presented me with a photo of myself and a very nice plaque underneath referring to me as the Voice of Toastmasters. I've been announcing the convention for over 30 years, and they recognized me for this long-term dedication to the organization, and I was very moved by it and appreciated it very much. It's a beautiful, beautiful award.
Why don't you tell us, Don, about what Toastmasters International is about?
Toastmasters International is an international organization whose purpose is to help its members develop their communication and leadership skills through the study and practice of public speaking. And it is managed by the clubs, and members join these clubs, and then they follow the prescribed program by Toastmasters that helps them to develop, through the study and practice of public speaking, their communication and leadership skills. They also afford opportunities for members to serve in leadership roles from the club level to the international level. And the training that comes to the member through these endeavors is a prize that no measure of money could ever buy.
How old is Toastmasters, Don?
Toastmasters was organized in October of 1924 in Santa Ana, California, so it's 85 years old and going strong.
And who organized the organization?
A gentleman by the name of Dr Smedley, who dedicated his life to helping people develop their communication and leadership skills. And it was in 1924 that he formed the first Toastmaster Club as we know it today. Prior to that time, he was involved in speaking education in the Midwest. Coming to California in 1923, he saw the need for public speaking skills in young people. And so he chartered the first Toastmaster Club in October of 1924, and it has grown since then in every aspect.
I understand that you have met Dr. Smedley. Is that true?
Yes, on several occasions I met Dr. Smedley. When I first joined Toastmasters in the Seal Beach Toastmasters Club, I went over to Santa Ana, where the headquarters was, and to pick up supplies for my club. And there I met Dr. Smedley for the first of several times. He invited me in his office, and he talked to me for probably 10 minutes. And I saw in him a perfect gentleman, someone genuinely concerned with the welfare of the fellow man, and a desire to help. And when the conversation was over and I was leaving, he walked with me to the front door, looked me squarely in the eye, put his hand out, gave me a firm handshake, and he said, "Young man, stay with it, never quit." And for the past many, many years, I have never quit, and I'm still going in.
You were a young man at that time.
I was.
I also understand that over these years, Toastmasters has different types of organizational activities, including speech contests. Somebody told me that you once were involved in the International Speech Contest.
Yes, Toastmasters has the International Speech Contest beginning each year in the spring and culminating at the International Convention in August in a different city in the country each year. And there are 6 levels to the competition, starting with a club, division, area, district, region, and culminating with the World Championship of Public Speaking. And in 1971, I had the good fortune of advancing to a finalist in the World Champion of Public Speaking. It was a wonderful experience to go through those levels of competition and to participate in the World Champion of Public Speaking. But unfortunately, as far as I'm concerned, I did not win that competition. But someday, he'll probably be going back.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Don. I also understand that there are many leadership opportunities. Have you had some opportunities to take some of those offices?
Yes. there are leadership opportunities within the club. There are 6 different offices in the club, and then you can advance to the area and to the division and the district, the region, and the international. And I have served in each level of those offices, culminating with service on the International Board of Directors in 1971-73. And it was a wonderful experience. It really brings out the gold, makes the gold flow. A lot of work, but the benefits, again, no money could ever buy.
And Don, why do you stay in Toastmasters?
For 2 reasons. Primarily, first, to stay active, to keep myself in shape, and number 2, to help others and to encourage others to come into Toastmasters and to join. So in my many contacts in my business career, I will invite people, but not everyone comes. Just this morning at our club meeting, I had invited a young man last Friday, and he followed through and attended our meeting this morning. We can only hope that he'll be back and stay as long as some other people stay.
I understand from some rumors that you've even invited a number of highway patrol and other traffic officers to visit our club.
Yes, because I encounter those peace officers from time to time, and when they are finished with their instructions, then I say I have something for them. And it is an invitation to the Toastmaster Club, and I have a Toastmaster brochure that I carry in my car, and I hand them a brochure, and hopefully they might come.
Oh, I understand. Well, what can you say that the individual why should an individual join Toastmasters, say in this community?
Because it opens up opportunities for an individual. It opens doors that otherwise would never be opened. And the reason it opens doors is because the individual who goes through the program and stays with it is able to communicate in a clear, concise, and convincing manner. And that is what industry is looking for today, among other things, is people who can communicate their ideas. And this is why it is so beneficial for an individual to develop their communication and leadership skills. It not only opens opportunities in business, but in every facet of your life, it just broadens your life.
Do you find that you spend some time mentoring others about Toastmasters?
Yes, as new members come in, particularly those whom I invite and who come in, I offer my services to help them with their beginning speeches and to mentor them, tutor them, encourage them, and it pays off. It pays off.
Well, I understand that, Dom, because if I remember correctly, you and I have traveled thousands of miles with respect to Toastmasters.
Yes, we have. To many conventions, to many conferences and meetings all over the country. I remember one where we traveled to, it was in...
would you believe Milwaukee?
Milwaukee. We traveled to Milwaukee to the convention together, and that is a wonderful opportunity also to meet more and more people, to diversify your opinion, to diversify your outlook on life. You see how others operate, and it's very valuable.
You indicated that you've been to a number of conventions. Mm-hmm. What takes place at an international convention?
At the international convention, they have educational programs throughout. It lasts from Tuesday evening until Saturday evening. They have the educational programs throughout. They have election of officers, international officers, and it culminates with a world champion of public speaking on Saturday morning. And there, out of 9 contestants, they will select one Toastmaster and crown that Toastmaster as the world champion of public speaking.
And that's what your goal still is?
Yes, and it's a very worthy goal.
I understand that there are other activities that have been involved. Now, how does it work in the club? What kind of activities take place within the club?
Well, we have speech competition in the club as well, evaluation competition, because at every club meeting, our speakers are evaluated by one of their fellow members. And so it's the speaking, the evaluation, not only that, but the fellowship. Those are the activities that take place in the club. And to get that feedback is very important. And I can say, over the years that I've been a Toastmaster, that the feedback I have received has always been valuable.
And when you say feedback, you're speaking about a presentation and someone gives
Evaluating.
you feedback.
Yes.
And with respect to the clubs, how long is a club meeting, perhaps?
A club meeting will average about an hour and a half, some a little less, some a little more. And a club is allowed to have 30 members, and with 30 members, you can conduct a very productive meeting within an hour and 45 minutes. And that is, the meeting will last that long. If it goes longer than that, something's wrong.
I understand. The other thing I'm interested in is at other levels, there are Toastmasters from, I understand, from around the world.
Yes.
Do we have clubs in most of the countries around the world?
Well, there are clubs in over 60 countries in the world, and I don't know the exact number of clubs beyond America, but there are plenty of Toastmasters. And they come to the International Convention each year, and I would say they comprise at least 25% of the attendees.
And the clubs overseas, do you know why people are joining overseas?
For the same reason that they join here, to develop their communication and leadership skills, and they see it as a valuable tool. I think they may appreciate it a little more than we do here, because they are very serious and very concerned, and they concentrate very much on their assignments. They're very dedicated. And
we have, you say we have clubs around the world?
Yes.
And they meet, are the programs in all the clubs very similar?
Yes, they are. But the manuals that we use for our speaking and training are written in their languages. They have them in different languages. But the meetings themselves are essentially, and the programs are essentially the same as they are here.
And so if one could go to a Toastmasters club anywhere in the world and expect to see a very similar program.
They would feel at home.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, Don, we're running out of time today, but I was wondering if you have any last words you'd like to give to our audience about what Toastmasters is about and where they might be able to find more about it.
Well, we've explained the Toastmaster program, and our headquarters are now in Mission Viejo in Orange County, California, which is 25 miles south of Santa Ana. And by contacting the World Headquarters, they can provide them with all of the information, all of the printed material that is necessary to learn about the clubs and to begin chartering a new club. And they can get their email address, and also they have the mailing address and the phone numbers that are available. And so by contacting World Headquarters, as it is known in Santa Margarita, they can get all of that information.
The website is Toastmasters.org.
And they would know that that is the address to use, and they can get all of the information they need.